Georgia, hey South Georgia, thank you so much for watching Town and Country. I am your host, Alicia Lewis. Now today we have so much to unpack. We're first starting things off with the Performing Arts Director with Deerfield-Windsor School. The students are in preparation for their newest production, Freaky Friday, a Disney classic that if you haven't seen it, you should definitely do so. It's really one of my personal favorites. So let's have some coffee and conversation and talk all about it. All right, so Ms. Lindsay Stewart is here, so thank you so much for joining us here on Town and Country.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Now tell us, so we know that Freaky Friday came out in 2003, which was a long time ago, but I just remember it's so nostalgic for me because I just remember seeing the movie and just cracking up. I mean, it's such a great film.
It's a fun show, and it's actually based on a book from the 60s or 70s. Yeah, I do
remember seeing that.
And then I think there was a 70s movie, and then so there have been quite a few iterations over the years.
All right, so what inspired you and your production or your students to take on this production this year?
For the past several years, we've done very period style pieces. We had Newsies last year and Beauty and the Beast and Anastasia, so we wanted something fun and modern, and this one just fit the cast of characters that I had with my students. And
that is so cool.
We're being teenagers playing teenagers, which we don't get to do very often.
Now, have they had the chance to actually see the movie?
I believe some of them have. Okay. We didn't sit down and watch it as a cast, but they are familiar with the story.
Yeah, I think you have to do that as like a bonding. They have to see the movie. It's a great movie.
Finding the time.
Yeah,
these kids are all so busy.
That is true. Now talk about the rehearsals. What has the rehearsal process look like?
We practice in the evenings because with our school being a smaller school, our kids are involved in a little bit of everything. So by the time sports ends for the day, and then we have a practice space that we can use. We practice from about 6 o'clock to 7:30 or 8 on weeknights, and we split it up so if you're not in the scenes, you don't have to be there. So I try to make it as streamlined as I can.
Now, do you allow them to have their own creative input?
I hope so. I want them to bring some to the table because it's hard to have to tell them every single step to make. So I want them to find the characters for themselves.
Now, will they be able to actually have will we be able to see the actual mother-daughter swap?
They do. We do a little bit with the choreography, so visually you see them, but they go from acting. Our mom playing Catherine, Elizabeth Allen, she's a senior, and she comes in with that very more uptight, straight walk, and then when they change, she kind of bodily changes to become the slouchy teenager, and the way she speaks changes. And Catherine Collins is our Ellie. And so she takes the opposite approach, and they are a great pair playing together. Yeah,
now I want to go back a little bit because I don't want to assume anything from my viewers. So this movie is actually about a mother-daughter. It starred Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis, and basically they swap bodies. Like Lindsay, the daughter, she becomes the mom, and the mom becomes the daughter. So it's like a whole thing, but it's a great movie. For those who haven't seen it, you should definitely check it out. All right, so what has been your favorite scene?
Probably the two of them when they swap.
Okay.
Because they're two very talented young ladies, and they're very close friends. So watching them play off of each other. And just seeing Elizabeth go from being very strict mom, and then she becomes a slouchy teenager, and she's trying to slap herself to wake up, and then she's poking at her face that
that's kind of like in the movie. I think they look at each other, look at themselves in the mirror, and they're like, oh my God, am I really, so that's great.
So we get some of that in this as well.
Awesome. So talk about the production from the community aspect. What has the community said about the productions that you all have put on so far?
People have been really supportive. We went down and visited at our elementary school today, and they had a great time, and they had a little extra fundraiser that they could dress out of uniform for the day, a Freaky Friday on a Wednesday, as we called it. And then they had wedding cake with the cast because the mom and her fiance are getting married in the show, so that was the angle they used for that. So they had a lot of fun interacting with the little kids today.
And did you see I think they're coming out with another
Freakier Friday. Freakier Friday. Coming out.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that. Now, if you could switch places with anyone, like the movie, who would it be and why?
I don't know. There's so many great people. I'd love to switch probably with a good, professional Broadway actor or actress, just to see what it's like to go through that, in the professional world. Is it as much fun as when we're putting it together for, a 3-day thing, or is it, different to have to do this like your job every
Right,
day. It's
yeah.
different to go through it every single day.
Yeah,
And
that's pretty cool. That's awesome. All right, so tell us those small but important details. When is it? Where is it? What time? And where can we get those tickets?
we are this Friday and Saturday at 7 p.m. and Sunday at 2 p.m. at the Albany Municipal Auditorium. Our tickets are at dwsperformingarts.ludus.com, Ludus.
right.
And I think they can find it through our Deerfield-Windsor Thespian social media as well.
Can they grab tickets at the door?
Yes, they
Okay, can grab tickets at the door. All right, so this Friday and Saturday, super exciting stuff. So thank you so much, Ms. Lindsay, for
Thank you for
joining
having
us.
me.
Of course. And we'll have all this information posted on our website at WAOB.com, but don't go away just yet. Coming up, if you're looking for an excuse to spend time in the great outdoors, I've got this thing. We'll return, find out where you can go for an